¿Cómo se escribe? ¿Qué quería ver sobre?
Well, my name in English will be everything. Yes. My name is Veronica, and my complete name is Veronica de Guadalupe Lelo de la Rea Méndez, and I come from Mexico. Here in my house with Fatima, with family, and I am also promoting Mexican music. So I am also a singer, and I am singing concerts and basically that. I am singing concerts with pianists and with guitarists and sometimes with orchestra. I have been doing this not only in Wrocław but in another cities. I'm trying to promote Mexican music, Mexican songs and art songs, folk songs and art songs. And also I'm doing Spanish music because, you know, Mexico had a lot of influence from Spain, and I like a lot of Mexican Spanish music. And I'm also promoting zarzuela, which is also a very specific genre of kind of opera from Spain. And I learned this style in Mexico with the rest of the company of the parents of Plácido Domingo, who is Leopoldo Falcón, who is very famous in Mexico. He's doing a lot of zarzuela. So I learned from him this style and this gender, and I keep trying to promote zarzuela and Mexican music here in Poland.
What was the first thought you had in your mind after visiting Poland?
After visiting?
Yes, while visiting, what was in your mind about Poland?
Well, it was cold. That was my first thought. It was cold because I arrived in October, and I didn't see a lot at the beginning. That's my daughter. I also thought, what a difficult language, because I heard it on the street. It was very far away from what I know. You know, it is very difficult. But in general, I thought just thought it is cold and it is a very difficult language. That was my first two thoughts.
What are the differences between Mexico and Poland?
Differences. Well, again, going back to the weather, Mexico, it's most of the time warm. As well as the people, it's very warm all the time. And in Poland, people is affected by the weather also, because in winter I can see bad faces, and in the spring everybody's happy, you know? Or my experience, for example, was when I arrived in winter, nobody spoke English, or nobody wanted to speak English to me in the street. But in spring or summer, I asked the same question. Sorry, do you speak English? And yes, a lot of people spoke English. So I thought, how fast they learned! Or it was just the weather, because it changed their mood and they were happier. In Mexico, then generally people is very happy. But I don't know, there are a lot of differences. I think it was when I arrived to Aqua Park, and I was expecting somebody spoke English, because for me the worst was not understanding anything. It was language barrier was awful. And the lady who was there told me very bad, in very mouthful, no, we don't speak English, only Polish, but very bad. And I started to cry. I don't know, it was, I just had enough after 3 months, or hormones or whatever, but after they saw me crying, everybody was helping me immediately, but in such a good mood. So I was also surprised that you need to see a people in really pain or bad shape or crying or in pain or just suffering to behave nicely, you know. Everybody was so kind. And I was like, why you're not like this from the beginning, you know? But that was at the first time. I also need to say that now it's better because I am also a lot more adapted. But in general here people are not open to speak other languages. They like to hear only Polish. Mama. ¿Qué es eso? ¿Qué es qué? Here it's calm, peace. Everybody is keep silence. Mostly keep silence on the tramway and in the bus. I mean, everybody is more silent. And in Mexico, it's a lot of noise in the street and in the houses. People can listen music so loud and nobody cares. I don't like really when I have sometimes troubles with getting used to neighbors that have music really loud. And here everything is more peaceful. Sometimes I hear some neighbors having a little party here in front of me, but they are not really noisy. In Mexico you could hear like buffers till 4 a.m. and crazy noisy. And here you keep a lot of this historic memory. I can't say there are a lot of buildings that still have bullets because for you it's important to remember what happened, what society suffered in the wars of the last century, right? And it's not so far away as we had it in Mexico. This massacre is not so far away from your memory. I think your grandparents can tell this what happened, and you can. I met a family here, and I had a babsha here. She just passed away. I hope God have her in heaven, but she suffered the bombs in Wrocławia, so she was able to tell even me the stories about this war. I think this makes people different also, because I don't know if in a good or a bad way, it depends of the personality, but it's just a difference. You have this more in your blood, in your mind.
You've got a big family in Mexico?
Sorry. I'm very emotional. And yes, I miss my family. We are used to get together very often, and in my family we are a lot of cousins. I was saying that my dad had 10 siblings, so from his family they were 11, and he was one of the youngest, and that's why I'm also one of the youngest cousin. I have 32 cousins and like 74 nephews and nieces. When every 2 years we get together for Christmas and we need to rent a hall to have a party. Sometimes we get together 150 or sometimes less than that, because we are all spread in the country and in different cities, and the country is so big that sometimes it gets a lot of hours to go to Mexico City.
Arbolito, arbolito, me siento sola. Quiero